If tiptoeing through the tulips has sent you into a sneezing fit, you're going to love what I have for you tonight. Winter, spring, summer, and fall, I'm here to help you thrive through it all. Seasons are shifting again, and providing you with natural support and a few simple life hacks is my favorite. Welcome to Throw It Out Thursday broadcast number 231. It is time to reclaim your nose and throat with simple, effective, and natural tools. I'm sharing my Sneeze-onal top 5 to thrive to keep you supported this season. And there are over 50 million Americans who suffer from seasonal threats. And these symptoms can make you dread springtime and being outdoors with your family because of common triggers like pollen and grass and mold and ragweed. And your springtime relief hype squad of one is here to serve you, and I hope you are ready to flex that label reading gangster muscle along with me. It is the cleanest night of your month, so grab your slipper socks, grab the kiddos, because this broadcast is blooming with practical tips for you. And tonight's tips and tools will just help you thrive through these times of seasonal change, especially if you are traveling for spring break, or maybe you're headed to a climate with completely different sets of local allergens. And by the time the broadcast is over, you'll be able to breathe easy and establish these daily habits with things right under your nose or even in your oil cabinet. And it is fascinating, really fascinating to take a step back and reflect on the 8 years that I've been using doTERRA. So since 2014, that's when I found doTERRA oils, and I would reach for the over-the-counter Costco-sized bottle of seasonal defense options every morning before our walks. And I'm so glad that I have not had to reach for any of those since 2014. And I started just after we suffered our 3 miscarriages in 2014. I was using Deep Blue and Balance, and they were helping me so much that I just started realizing, okay, this is powerful. What else can oils do for me? And it was the perfect distraction to dive into something and learn something new. And it felt like a hidden world of Atlantis that my hunger for learning never stopped. And I've started systematically eliminating using those over-the-counter remedies. And when I saw how effective my doTERRA swaps were, I just continued doing that, and I haven't stopped. And I haven't taken the over-the-counter allergy pills since 2014 when I started using these tools I'm about to share with you. So just for fun sometime, try to calculate the total amount of money and toxic exposure that you have saved your body and your wallet from in just the time that you have been making these simple swaps. Or maybe you're not there yet, but maybe you're hopeful, and I would love to be that lighthouse to guide you. So it is also amazing what starts to happen with your body when you are supporting it with the natural tools that it needs. And that seems like a lifetime ago, but if your car, if your porch furniture, if your garden beds are covered in that yellow hue this time of year, you are in luck, because that is what this broadcast is all about. So let's first get nerdy for a minute and define what seasonal threats actually are if you're not sure. And I need to speak compliantly, so seasonal threats are a term that hopefully you can read between the lines and understand exactly what this dialogue is all about. So tell me down in the comments as you watch if you suffer from seasonal changes or if you are not sure. And let me know down in the comments also if this is something that affects your family members. Maybe your small children are affected by this as well. So your body is wondrous and resilient, and we know this, but your immune system overreacts to outdoor stimulants like mold spores and pollen. And when you come in contact with a substance that you're allergic to, called an allergen, your immune system treats it as an intruder. And so in response, your immune system releases chemicals like histamines, leukotrienes, and prostaglandins, and those cause a cluster of allergic reactions. And so those symptoms are things like runny nose, runny eyes, itchy, watery eyes, sneezing, and coughing. And the severity of your reaction just depends on how much of a threat your body perceives the allergen is. So take pollen, for example. You may not have an immune response to pollen, but a certain percentage of people's immune systems see it as a foreign and dangerous substance, and they treat it like a pathogen or an infection. So when you are allergic to something and you breathe it in, the pollen that was in the air gets trapped in your nasal passages, it gets stuck in your mucous membranes, it causes inflammation and irritation in your nose, in your eyes, in your throat. And if you suffer extreme reactions, your breathing is affected, and in some cases you might even have developed asthma just from these seasonal allergens. And those symptoms include itchy, watery eyes, like I mentioned before. You may feel a tickle in your throat, like a dry spot. You may experience a stuffy nose or a runny nose, and you're not alone. Obviously, this is very common, so not to worry. Mama Hilsey is here with your natural toolbox. Now, the first tip that I have for you is for your throat. I'm going to clear out my space here, and this is something that is as simple as it gets, which is my honey spoon throat coat, and one of my quickest and easiest go-to must-haves. And Olivia actually leaned on this when we got back from Arizona a few weeks ago when we were there for leadership retreat, because the weather is very different there than here in Virginia. And you'll have to tell me down in the comments if you ever get a nagging tickle in your throat. Now, sometimes a dry spot in your throat can even make you gag if you can't get relief quick enough, because you end up coughing so deeply to clear it. And all you do for this is just take a spoonful of honey and you add 2 drops of each frankincense and copaiba, and you just put it down the hatch. So you just take 1 spoonful by mouth as often as you need and use what you've got. So if you don't have frankincense and you don't have copaiba, or vice versa, just use whichever one you have. Even lemon works, but copaiba and frankincense work really, really well. And you can see here I've infused a large jar, and I use this, we just keep this in our pantry, and I have the copaiba and frankincense cap stickers on there. But infusing a large batch is going to really help you use less oil, because as you can see, the honey is so thick, and this is just a total lifesaver, and a few drops will infuse this entire jar, so you do not need a lot. And honey is actually a powerful antitussive, so that means it's a cough suppressant, and this has no chemicals or dyes or artificial substances or preservatives. It's straight honey and essential oils. And my sister is actually a board certified pediatrician in North Carolina and loves doTERRA, by the way, and she explained to me years ago that honey is something she recommends to her patients who come in for a nagging dry cough, because it is an antitussive. And again, an antitussive is something that relieves your cough. So unfortunately, things like Delsum and Robitussin and Triaminic and Vicks, these are all examples of over-the-counter, generally prescribed antitussives. And you can look and see how thick this throat coat is, right? That's exactly what it's going to do. It's going to coat your throat. And studies have actually shown time and time again that honey is a better and more safe treatment for children than over-the-counter cough syrup. And actually, researchers at Penn State College of Medicine found that a small dose of honey given before bedtime provided better relief of nighttime cough and sleep difficulty in children than no treatment or a cough suppressant found in over-the-counter cold medicines. And honey did a better job reducing the severity and the frequency and the annoyance of nighttime coughing resulting from upper respiratory infections than over-the-counter suppressants or no treatment at all. And honey has also helped coughing children and the children's parents then get more rest. And everyone knows that if you have someone that's not getting a good night's rest in your house, it affects you too. So this is just one example of many studies done on this topic, so I hope you give my honey spoon a try. And next tip for you is for the nose. Okay, so this is what I call a tissue for your issue, or scented Kleenex. And as you're well aware, probably from strolling down the aisles at the grocery store, scented Kleenex are marketed for soothing your nose and have all kinds of chemicals and synthetic fragrances that seep into your body through the delicate skin on your nose. And besides, who doesn't love an amazing functional craft that repurposes, reuses, upcycles all those empty mason jars that you have lying around, right? And you can customize and decorate this in 1,001 different ways. A few years ago, Olivia decorated this for me. She made these for all of her grandparents and aunts and uncles, and they hold up super well, and I asked her to make one for me because I don't want to get left out. I had FOMO. I love all the crafts, and I love to keep this by the door so we always have Kleenex nearby, and it also acts as a great diffuser. She was super proud of her craft, and when we are getting messy, we're having fun, so she painted it and decorated it with little embellishments. But all you need to do is just grab these inexpensive, like little nifty cup holder canister tubes of Kleenex. You can get them on Amazon, and you just pop the back out and you just slide them right into a mason jar, and you will see how quickly that this comes together. All you do is put these Kleenex right into a mason jar, and that is all you need. And then we like Siberian fir. You can just take your oil and place the oil in between the Kleenex, right in the center and around the folds of tissue to infuse them, just like this. You don't have to be exact because it's going to get into everywhere, and you can just get in the center and all around the folds of the Kleenex. And then what you're going to do is trace and cut out a circle of cardstock that's going to fit the inner liner of the mason jar, and then with a sharp X-Acto knife or scissors, just cut out an X, and that's going to allow you to get the Kleenex out of your jar. And when you are done, you put everything together, and this is what it looks like. So you can see the little X there. It's just plain cardstock. Just use a little thicker paper that you have, and this is going to make a waterless diffusing option. Let your kids have fun. Decorate it with any pattern of cardstock, any color combination you want. Add whatever you want. You don't even need hot glue. These were little sticker earrings that Olivia found at a craft store. And but this is so cute, and I hope you'll give it a try because it smells delicious as well. Our next tip is for your nose, throat, your chest, and even for your skin. And actually, this is a glorious Mayvara facial steamer mug. And a facial steamer is something that we use the most during this time of year, when grasses and trees are starting to sprout, when seasons are changing, and we just need to clear those nasal passages. And if your family needs some extra respiratory support for relaxation, or even just to clear your pores if you have acne-prone skin, or if you have some head tension starting to set in, steaming is an amazing tool. So it's versatile. It's not just for seasonal threats, but when you are dealing with seasonal or environmental threats, mornings and evenings can be the hardest. And this gives you a really nice option for easy breathing. So what you're gonna do is you just twist open the top of the lid, and I will take off the little lava rock there. And I've gone ahead and filled the reservoir with water just to save time, but you put the lid right back on, it just twists on easy, and then it comes with 2 lava rock diffusing stones, and you just put that right over the top here, and then you drip about 5 drops of oil. We are gonna use Siberian fir, lime, and eucalyptus. I love these 3, and I just make a huge behemoth blend out of it because I love them so much. So you just drop about 5 drops, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 there, and then you press the button on the front, and this machine will start to heat up just like your coffee maker, your Keurig, about 2 minutes or less. And while this starts to steam, we're just going to chat through a few other points. So when you are ready to sit with your steamer, you want to put it near your face. You can have it, it doesn't have to be right over your face, it can be to the side of you. It's going to atomize into the air, so it's going to be incredible for you. Now, if you don't have a steamer, no problem. You can use the steaming mug method. This is where you just take oils of your choosing and you add to a cup of boiling hot water, and you place a towel over your head like a tent, and you just take some deep inhalations, and you'll want to sit with some Kleenex, your tissue for your issue, or a washcloth for any drainage as your body works its magic and loosens up all of that gunk. And as you watch, you'll have to let me know what is your favorite steam blend to use. Steam therapy is amazing for everybody in your family. Steam therapy has been used for centuries for numerous medicinal purposes and beauty purposes. It was first made popular by ancient Greeks and Romans, but the steam therapy promotes healing and improves your physical, your mental, and your emotional well-being. And in just a short time, you're in Zen heaven, and you're relaxing your mind and supporting your respiratory system and congestion you might have. And one cycle is going to go for 25 minutes. So that's a 25-minute runtime is a pretty nice session. And some of our family's top favorite oils to use while steaming include Chateau Lame Blend 2, like I just showed you, with Siberian fir, lime, and eucalyptus, the Breathe Respiratory Blend, or even the Free Ravensara from last month, which is like eucalyptus got a 10x. And you'll just sit listening to a podcast or an audiobook, or just close your eyes and relax as the machine runs its cycle. And you can do this as often as you need. And it takes a few minutes, like I said, to heat up. So as we're chatting, I'm going to leave this, and you'll be able to see that the steam starts to come out, and then I'll show you. Number 4 is mainly this classic Breathe Stick, and this is mainly for your chest. This is something that we actually leave in the refrigerator shelf, so it's always ready. And can you hear that? You can hear it starting to percolate, just like your Keurig. You know, it takes about a minute or 2, but give it time, and then once it starts to heat up, and actually now you can start to see some of the steam coming out. But the Breathe Stick is a really simple, straightforward swap. This is a portable, convenient, affordable option, safe for everyone in your family. You can apply it on your chest, on your feet, down your spine to support a healthy respiratory function, or apply before bed to the bottoms of your feet, any time of day as needed. And the Breathe Stick has eucalyptus, laurel leaf, peppermint, tea tree, lemon, ravensara, and cardamom. And so you can start to see that steam coming out. So this is an awesome one, and it just smells so good. And last but not least, number 5 is our Jack of all trades. It is nicknamed the Holy Trinity, otherwise known as Tri-Ease, or lemon, lavender, and peppermint. And I love saving money, repurposing, and being strategic. And so I dug into my resources to see what oils could support my body's histamine reaction when I started experimenting back with oils in 2014. And I discovered option 1 is Try Ease. This is the seasonal support soft gel blend with the trio of lemon, lavender, and peppermint. And the lemon is for cleansing, the lavender is for supporting against airborne pathogens, and the peppermint is for opening the airways. So I gave them a try and I've never looked back, and this is what they look like. And they're a little soft gel. And when seasonal threats are peaking, you can take 1 to 2 at every meal before bedtime for a little extra insurance. Now, option 2 is what to do when you run out of Try Ease, but you have the lemon, lavender, and peppermint oil. You can make your own DIY Try Ease, and that's what I have done and shown here. And all you need is a veggie capsule and your oils. And I like to use IQ Mega as a carrier oil. This is just a great way for the oils to not give you the verps when you swallow them and as your body's digesting them. But you can also take these, just for good measure. You don't only have to take them when you are affected, but you can top them with a carrier oil of choice. I like the liquid fish oil omega, and you can use olive oil, but you won't get the same benefits as with the omegas. And a little life hack that you may not have seen, or if you're new around here, what I love to do is take the IQ Mega and put it into an empty wild orange essential oil bottle so that I can get precision out of my carrier oil, because the top of this, I'll show you, it is just not the most convenient top for precision getting into little veggie capsules. So another way that I love to use the Try Ease blend is taking these soft gels and placing 2 or 3 soft gels, and then just pierce them with a toothpick and squeeze them into a behemoth 30 ml roller bottle, or you can just use one for a 10 ml. But you top this with carrier oil, and then you peel off the Try Ease label from an empty bottle, and you have a mega roller. And now you can see the steam for sure in full glory. And I'm gonna just set this to the side. But this is a way to support the airways whenever you have sinus pressure, congestion, you're sneezing nonstop, or maybe you were exposed to anything that is causing a histamine reaction. And you can keep this in a regular roller or in your nightstand, because if you wake up congested and you roll this on immediately, you're gonna forget all about that. And you're just gonna turn yourself into a walking diffuser. So I hope that this is something that you will give a try. And maybe you're not into DIY and you don't want the fuss of that, but you want the seasonal options. doTERRA has actually custom curated a 90-day wellness program with 3 toolkits. And this is a great way for you to have all the tools and have all the help. It comes with a little card that tells you exactly what to do. And this is something that is an easy button for all customers. So you can just check that out and reach out if you need help with that. And if you need help with any of these individual posts, I'm going to be sharing over the next week or 2 some of these individual things so that you'll be able to access everything specifically as you need it. So you have options already done, you have DIY options, and as seasonal changes start to sneak up on you, I hope that you will come back to this and feel supported. And I hope you know how many flexible and customizable options you have to feel empowered to reach for your natural toolbox and the support you need so that you can enjoy your outdoor living and not be afraid to go outside and have fun with your family. And I am here participating in your progress. So tell me, tag me, or share this information with someone who could benefit from it. Tell me if you give the honey spoon a try or any of these, and be sure to stay close for more community, for more connection, for more conversation. And speaking of conversation, I would love for you to tell me which of these life hacks or tips that I shared super quickly today will help you the most, or are maybe your go-to challenges for, or go-to seasonal change support tools that you use. I'd love to be inspired by you. And then before we wrap, a few housekeeping items. When you are ready to purchase doTERRA oils or any of the tools that you see me using here, you can take advantage of our discount customer access and receive 25% off everything you purchase. So during the month of April, also, you'll have an opportunity to qualify for $50 in free oil cash with any starter sampler. So you can tap the link in my profile or check them out or message me directly for help. I also have a welcome bundle of resources for you too, and I can't wait to connect with you and turn your challenges into Sneeze-onal solutions, one daily habit at a time. And mark your calendar for our next continuing education broadcast. It'll be streaming live on demand the evening of May 12th. And that is a wrap on broadcast number 231. Thank you so much for watching as always, and I will see you next time.